This week we have another interesting and informative feature on Strictly Business. We've all seen how many local entrepreneurs have gone to clothes, shoes and bags, or other similar consumer products. For this upcoming feature, the products are all made in the Philippines, are completely novel, and may add very useful and practical.
Mikael is the founder of Stavellan Motors, the company we are introducing to you through this feature.
I'm hailing from Europe. More precisely from Finland. The country of more than 7,000 lakes. I think we have 100,000 lakes or something like that, maybe more.
Mikael, friendly and engaging, is married to a Filipina. He has held several marketing and sales positions in several multinational companies across the globe before he settled down with his Filipina wife in the Philippines to start Stavellan Motors.
I have a Filipina wife, so most of our vacations we spend in Philippines, and also, realize that there is some need for road safety in Philippines.
Coming from Northern Europe, where road safety is taken very seriously, it is not surprising that he would carry over his near obsession with the advocacy to the Philippines, where he has decided to settle. Where he came from, there is a law that prescribes that every pedestrian should wear a personal reflector, especially when it gets dark. It is his wish to educate Filipinos on the need to be protected while on the road. That is when he decided to manufacture these pedestrian reflectors here in the Philippines.
First, of course, I was too optimistic that yes, it would be easy task. And after several different conferences where I was a guest speaker talking about the road safety and seeing actually those local, let's say, road safety practitioners from government or corporate side, that they didn't actually have any clue what I was talking about. So I was talking about 24/7, keep your lights on in the car, more visibility. Don't forget your battery life will not go down if you wear lights even in the daytime. It's okay. If your bulbs are busted, it's not because of you are wearing it or having lights on all the time. It's because the bumps on the road and so on, those are actually busting your bulbs.
Still, Mikael pursued his advocacy despite the odds. With only 10 workers, he went into full-scale manufacturing of these pedestrian reflectors, as well as reflectorized vests that many security guards wear.
Hoping that the Philippines will be more aware. And I still have to say, like even in Finland, where it's a law to wear a reflector at night time, still only half of the Finns are wearing the reflector at night time. So that means basically many of the road accidents would be prevented if those 50% who not wear the reflector would have been wearing a pedestrian reflector.
Stavellan Motors now employs some 50 or 60 workers, and his factory can easily turn out about 10,000 pieces of these merchandise a day.
Probably the very first ones were these slap wrap.
This looks like a ruler.
Yeah, slap wrap reflectors that are working like this, that you wear on your wrist. And then these pedestrian reflector hangers, like a square one, was one of the first ones that we introduced. And then, of course, at the same time, we came out with all these vests or chalecos for the security guards and companies. Actually, most of those are from let's say from Stavellan. Most of the security, let's say those ones that are working. Of course, there is a production coming from Divisoria, but those are the ones that you cannot see at night. Those that you can see at night, it's Stavellan, and those you cannot, it's Divisoria or China.
That is the sad truth about coming out with a new product. Many copycats out there are quick to produce cheap copies using substandard materials and underselling the original.
Main products are the pedestrian reflectors reflective rope barrier that you can see on the highway, skyway, all the road construction, the reflectors on the line. That's actually Stavellan introduced that to Philippines, and when the product is good, then you get many copycats as well. So you have seen some lookalikes, but of course the copied product is hardly ever better than the original.
It is a widespread practice that may have closed many other companies with excellent products, but Mikael is not one of them.
We want to be the father or the grandfathers or whatever founders of the road safety in the Philippines.
Mikael's Filipino wife is from the NGO sector, and one of their advocacies is to teach road safety to school children. Mikael was happy to share his pedestrian reflectors to public school children by giving away some of his overruns.
I think there is around 300 pedestrian accidents per day in Philippines, and that's only those that are reported. And there is plenty that people don't report.
With his sharing of his products, Mikael hopes he can do his share about advocating road safety in the Philippines, especially among school children. With regard to his manufacturing concern, Mikael stresses that apart from his heavy machines, like high-frequency welding machines for instance, quality and product safety are still his primary concerns.
It's important what kind of materials you're using. That's really something. And the material has to be highly reflective. So that's what I earlier said about the Divisora China products, like chalecos. So how you see the difference at night, same thing. It's about the material, what you use, the reflective material. That's so important.
These are the many shapes and sizes of Stavellan International Company products. They can be worn as tags on your handbags or worn with heavy threads around the neck for better visibility, especially at night.
Here is my the briefcase. So I have here hanging our reflector. Here I have a reflective back tag with my business card. So that's how you wear it, or just wear it from your clothes and let it hang with a thread.
There are over 100 shapes of these personal pedestrian reflectors, most of them Mikael's own designs, although they can also custom make items based on customer specifications. These are made available locally, but many more are exported.
We have clients, we have a San Miguel Corporation, we have a Skyway, and Manila is buying from us, so there are many. We have some more than 20 export countries, and the biggest is still Northern Europe, Finland especially, the biggest. Canada, very big also.
At present, Mikael says they are the only professional high-visibility wear company in the Philippines, so quality is always a challenge for them. Exporting these items keeps their company afloat, but Mikael says it is not so easy supplying the bigger items to the government.
When you talk about infrastructure projects, like when we talk about the cones, traffic cones, it's not easy because there is still a traditional Filipino way of doing business. So it's not so easy.
Unfortunately, these very effective and practical pedestrian reflectors are not readily available and cannot be found at the malls.
We were in the retail earlier, many years ago when we started, but like I said, people didn't know what is this about, what is a pedestrian reflector, why we should be visible, and especially, let's say, many people don't drive themselves, so they don't see and understand the pedestrian. Those who are commuting, they don't understand what is the position of being driving a car, and that actually you don't see them so easily. Yeah, this is the dilemma.
But dilemma or not, Stavellan is looking for local and export partners. Here is how to get in touch with them.
It's the stavellan.com, and everything is available from the website. Yeah, or info@stavellan.com. Yes, basically that's it.
Mikael is not one to buckle down in the face of challenges, and he advises other entrepreneurs to do the same.
I would say that, keep on pushing. Even feel sometimes that you're banging your head to the wall and nothing is happening, but it will happen if you just keep on. And if some products don't work, choose another product. That's the thing, in my opinion.
And what is in store for Stavellan International Company in the future?
If we are lucky, if we work hard, we will keep on growing. And I really hope that we could penetrate more on this personal side, that people would invest 20 pesos, whatever, get their personal reflector and start to wear it.
Those small, light, and durable reflectorized items may indeed save pedestrian lives. So perhaps our big malls can look into carrying those items in their stores. And that's our feature this week on Strictly Business. We hope you enjoyed it.